Hey guys, welcome back. It's an exciting time in the garden because we're finally starting to harvest a lot of the spring crops that we planted together earlier this season. In today's video, we're going to be harvesting a lot of the brassicas in this raised bed right here, and I'm excited to finally make room for some more summer crops. But before we get started, if you're new here, hi guys, my name is Marcia the Blackthumbgardener and I live in Ontario, Canada, Zone 5B, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back, and thank you so much for supporting this channel. Now let's get started. This is what the brassica patch looks like after just a few months. I'm going to give you a before view and now an after view of what it looks like. I can't believe things have exploded so quickly. In this bed, we planted some Brussels sprouts, we have kale, cauliflower, 3 different types of broccoli. We also have a lot of herbs. We have dill, cilantro. I even planted my asparagus in this bed. So I've been protecting my brassicas with this mesh and hoop system, and it has done wonders to protect it, especially from the cabbage worm. I have not seen a cabbage moth around here at all this season, which is pretty weird, but I don't think I have any other brassicas in the garden that are uncovered. So this is really doing its job and totally worth the cost. Now, if you're wondering where I picked up my mesh and hoop system, the hoops I bought separately. They're super hoops I picked up from Vessi Seeds a few years back. Unfortunately, they don't sell them anymore. So I would recommend picking up some hoops from Amazon. You could even buy PVC piping from the hardware store, and that works really well. The mesh, however, I have in my Amazon storefront, and I believe Prime Day is happening right now, or it's just passed by the time I post this video. But anything I use in my garden or as part of my seed starting process, you can find in my Amazon store. So you can check that out if you're wanting to pick up a mesh for your fall garden. So before we get started, I want to remove the mesh first so that we can see what we're harvesting and give you a better overview of what the brassica patch looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like without the mesh, and these are the super hoops I was talking about. But just take a look at what's happening. We have some dill here, some cilantro. This is the Brussels sprouts. Now, Brussels sprouts takes about, I think about 110 days to maturity. This is going to take much longer, so we have to leave this in the bed. Then over here we have the red boar kale. This is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite brassica varieties here. Then we have some broccoli plants. Now, I think in the first row I planted Atlantis broccoli, and that is a hybrid mix between a broccoli and I want to say a kale plant. I'll put it on the screen if I'm incorrect, but it's starting to go to seed, so I really need to harvest this today. This is Asperbrock broccolini. I've harvested a lot of it already. So these are the side shoots that are going to flower. Look how gorgeous the broccoli flower is. Now I'm thinking of leaving one plant and letting it go to seed because one of my goals this year was to allow more of my vegetables to go to seed. So I might leave maybe one of the end plants here, let it go to seed, and then collect the seeds and see what we get next season. But we do have some harvesting to do back there. And then we do have some cauliflower that needs to be harvested. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then over here we have some asparagus back there, but I don't know what's happening with it. This is my first year growing asparagus. We have, I think, this is either the asparagus or it's going to be dill. And then beside that, we have some lacinato kale. And then in front of it, I have some lettuce that I've kind of been chopping down bit by bit. I might get rid of this and then start a whole new pack of lettuce because I do have lettuce in the main raised bed garden. You can't see it, but it's all the way at the back. So I'm going to start off. Oh, is it raining? Okay, it's kind of drizzling, but I'm gonna power through it and hopefully it doesn't pour. But I'm gonna start off the harvest today with getting the broccolini's out. Now my goal after harvesting most of the brassicas here is that we can start planting our corn. Now, I ideally like to have corn in the garden by mid-June, but I'm a small space gardener and I don't have space to put any corn right now. So let's get harvesting. I do have a harvest basket that is on the deck right here. So I'm gonna grab my gloves, put them on, and get my knife out and get harvesting. Start off back here. Now some of these need to go. You can see this has gone to seed. Now you can still eat this. I have harvested some broccolini stems that have gone to flower, and you can totally eat this, but I'm gonna throw a lot of this out, which means I need a yard bag for this as well. So I'm gonna dump them here for now. The ones I don't need. So this is a beautiful bouquet. Like if I was doing bouquet design, I would love some of these. Don't you think this would add a nice pop, different texture to a bouquet? This looks gorgeous. Okay, now we're gonna harvest some of the broccolini stems, and let me show you what it looks like. Just to give you a closer view, this is what I'm harvesting. This is still good. You can see where I cut the main stem of the plant right here, and now I'm just harvesting the side shoots. They're still just as tasty, so don't give up on them. And I have some right here as well. All along the back is where I planted the broccolini. Where do I start? Maybe I'll just cut the plant down and then go from there. I'm trying to be careful because there's so many things in this bed. So these stems I'll just break apart. Oops. Now I know people will also harvest the leaves of the brassica plants. I don't do that. I just love the broccoli itself or the cauliflower. I have been looking forward to harvesting these brassicas for so long. I think we started them, I want to say in March, and planted them into the garden in April. And now we're harvesting them at the end of June. And this bed is on irrigation too, so I don't really have to worry about watering it or getting deep into the bed. So I really had no idea what was happening underneath. More flowers. Okay, so now that we've harvested the broccolini, we're gonna harvest the Atlantis broccoli. That's the hybrid of the broccoli and kale plant. It tastes delicious. I do have one more variety called Gypsy, which is my favorite variety. I have no idea where it is in the bed. So let's see what we can harvest from our broccoli heads. Just look how gorgeous that is. Oops. Just gorgeous. Again, this one was going to seed. And I'm trying to find, oh, I have one more over here. This one's a bit smaller, but I'm not gonna wait. Tiny one. Okay, I think that's it for broccoli. So this is the broccoli harvest. So now that we've harvested all of our broccoli, I'm gonna take down the plants and then see what else is left inside of this bed. I have to be careful cutting because there's a lot of drip in this bed. of worms. So this one was, yeah, Atlantis broccoli. So I'm having issues with my camera, so I don't know if you captured me removing the front broccoli plants as well as the lettuce, but the bed is looking much more spacious and I can see what's actually in here. And there's something special I want to show you. I grew this for the first time this season, and this is purple cauliflower. Look at that. That's what we're going to be harvesting first. I do have a couple other cauliflower plants. I think this is supposed to be purple cauliflower. It looks like there are a few pieces of purple, but for some reason it didn't turn. I also have regular white cauliflower. So we're going to be harvesting all of our cauliflower plants next. Look at that. I think this was going to seed, but look at that. So cute. This is the last one. I think this is a regular cauliflower. Yep. This is the last one. It looks gorgeous. Guys, I had to move my camera so you can see the full view. Look at this harvest. I'm so excited. Purple, I want to say purple sprouting broccoli. It's not. Purple cauliflower. Look at that. All of my white cauliflower and all of my broccoli varieties. Such a great harvest. Now, I was saying that there are 3 broccoli varieties. So there's Asperbrock broccolini, which is the light airy broccoli stems. Then there's Atlantis broccoli, which is the kale broccoli hybrid, which is this. It's lighter. And then you have gypsy broccoli, which is darker. This is gypsy, and this is Atlantis broccoli. Do you see the color difference? That's how I can tell the difference between the two. But so exciting. This is my spring broccoli cauliflower harvest. And this is what's left of the bed. I am gonna clean up in the middle. We still have some spinach here. I wanna take down these plants. And then I might do a harvest of some kale. I have the red boar kale still here, and I also have the lacinato kale. And then once I clear out the middle of this bed, I'm going to do some amendments, and then we'll be planting our corn. That's it for our harvest today. It was an exciting one. I am so happy to finally clean out this bed and make room for more things. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.